Hello, welcome to another London Theatre vlog. I'm here with my brother who doesn't really want to be on camera, but that's absolutely fine. Do you want to say hi? A little louder? No? Okay. We're seeing Frozen this evening. He's already seen it with his school, so I got him tickets for Christmas. Just seemed right. So we're doing that today. I'm also going to stage door Book of Mormon because I love them, and also Lisa's going to be there. Obviously, you know Lisa, I've mentioned her. She's been in some videos, so that's cool. So yeah, this vlog is also going to tie in with my Bonnie and Clyde video that I'm doing in a few days. So it's Thursday today, I'm going to Bonnie and Clyde on Saturday in Southampton, so I'm going to be doing that in this vlog as well. So it's kind of a Frozen Bonnie and Clyde vlog. We're staying overnight, we've booked dinner at Pizza Express, so it's going to be a good day. I just want to quickly show you some artwork I did for Colin. I was meant to give it to him last week, but it wasn't finished, so I finished it now, and I really hope I see him tonight. Yes, I'm kind of dragging my brother to the Mormon stage door, but that's alright. You can put up with me. Yeah? Okay. I'll show you that now. So I've done in this piece here, it's the first time I've ever done like a turn it off sort of pink waistcoat kind of artwork. It was really weird drawing Brunette McKinley, but you know, we love Colin and I hope he likes this. I've also signed the back of it for him. I'm going to start doing that with a lot more of them because I realise that as an artist I should be signing my work, so yeah, I can't wait to see him, if I see him, and I also can't wait to see Lisa because she's there for a few days. But yeah, I'll just see you when I get there, and yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say. See you in London. So after we arrived in London, we were met with a very, very nice surprise. Our aunt and uncle actually came to, you know, hang out with us for a bit. They don't live too far outside of London, so they got us lunch. We hung out for like an hour, and then we went to our hotel. We were staying at the Travelodge in central Southwark, again, where I've stayed twice before, once with my mum and once on my own. My brother was very, very happy about the double bed. I let him have it because it was a present. So we're in the Travelodge now, and we got a lovely surprise from our aunt and uncle, which was just, it was weird. We already went to the underground and they were like, have you got off the train yet? Yes, we did. So we saw them, they bought us some food. Very nice of them. We've got a dinner reservation at Pizza Express at 4:30. It's about 3:30 right now, so we're just going to relax in the room for a bit and then head out at 4 o'clock. So as I previously mentioned, we had a dinner reservation to get to at Pizza Express. This was kind of another sort of Christmas, birthday kind of treat for him, because I don't do this every time I go, apart from maybe an afternoon tea. I'm very partial to afternoon teas. But no, we went to Leicester Square where the Pizza Express was located. We went to the one at St Martin's Lane. This location was honestly gorgeous from the outside and the inside. We shared a portion of dough balls, and I got the Polo ad Astra pizza, Ligaro with the salad, and my brother just got a classic pepperoni. Now for dessert, I wasn't too hungry. I was very happy with just a cappuccino. My brother got this new dessert. It's like a white chocolate salted caramel pizza. I love sweet pizza when it's maybe like Nutella, strawberries, mascarpone, but this thing was insane. I tried a little bit, it was very nice, but you know, I would not have a whole one. But then we made it to the Theatre Royal where we sat in our little box. It was very nice, it was very comfortable. You didn't miss too much of the stage. It was the Royal Box A1 and A2. It was very cozy. It was nice to have our own little space, and my brother definitely enjoyed it too. Hello from the Royal Box. It's a two-seater box, and that's what we are for Frozen. I just showed you my seat view. It feels very special. These tickets were like £50 a piece, so like really on the cheaper side for a Disney musical, but I'm really excited. I'm pretty sure we've got Oliver Ormston on as Prince Hans. Now, if you didn't know, Oliver Ormston was in the Addams Family playing Luke Beinecke for the tour, and I saw him like 7 years ago in Southampton, so I'm really excited to see how he's like grown as a performer and an actor. Yeah, no, I'm just excited about this, and Tristan's seen it before. So yeah, no, we're both really looking forward to it. Dinner was lovely. I'm stuffed though, so I'm probably not going to eat anything during the show, but here we are. This is exciting. This is bringing back like so much childhood stuff, you know, like it's making me feel a lot of feelings. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you in the interval. Scream if you're excited! Ah! I knew I could get him in the vlog. So I'm coming at you from the interval. I didn't expect to cry within the first like 10 minutes. It's bringing so much like childhood joy back. Oliver Olsen is so good. And I'll talk to you more about this like in my review bit for the show, but like there's so much more added to Hans. Like I can't explain it. It just makes it more, I don't know, the whole thing feels less kiddie, if you know what I mean. Like it doesn't feel like it's just for children. Speaking of children, child actors were incredible and they were so adorable. Samantha Bucks, I think it is, playing Elsa, like oh my god. Let It Go was just incredible. And again, I feel like I am in my childhood. Like it's so exciting, and yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, we'll definitely talk more in my review bits. I kind of enjoy the bits that they've like changed to adapt to the stage. So yeah, I can't wait for Act 2, but I think I'll do my sort of more in-depth stuff tomorrow morning at the hotel before we leave. But just know that I am having a fantastic time. So we just got out of Frozen, I loved it. It's only about 9:25, so you know what that means, I'm on stage door with Lisa. I'm so excited to give Colin his artwork. Let's go. We're a little bit early for stage door, so we're gonna go to the Lego store for a bit. It's gonna take everything in my power. Everything. I don't know the price. Oh. Go there.
However,
69.
well, I could make it everything. Hey. Also, Glory is the same price.
I'm a simple man. Why you zoom in so much? That is a fucking fat mood if I've ever seen one. All in all, I would say Stage During Mormon was a success. I was so lucky not to drop this with the draft in the tube station. But yeah, no, we were very, very tired afterwards, but it was nice to see Lisa and some of the guys. Hopefully I'll be back at that show soon, but it was time to head back to the hotel because we were both exhausted. My brother was a little bit fed up at me for dragging him to stage door, but it was time to sleep. Hello, good morning to you from the travel lodge. We've had breakfast, we're fed, my brother's just watching a movie over there while I record this, but I thought I'd use this time before we head out to talk about Frozen last night, which absolutely, like, this exceeded my expectations so much. As I might have said in the interval, they kind of made this show so much less, like, kiddie. I thought personally it was going to be like a play-by-play of the movie, and it was to an extent with, you know, extra songs and extra little bits, but they made it so much darker, and I love that. Like, that's peak. Like, oh my god, it was stunning. My brother reckons the effects in Frozen are better than Back to the Future. I didn't believe him. I was like, no, there's no way. Back to the Future is incredible. I would say after viewing Frozen, they're kind of on par. They use kind of the same lighting techniques and different sort of screens and projections, that sort of thing. So I'd say they're pretty on par. I don't know where he's getting better from, because not gonna lie, the car flying is like really cool. But yeah, anyway, I'm here to discuss Frozen. As I've already said, the child actresses were absolutely, like, they were incredible. They were so talented. Great young actresses. You know, I really hope that they build good careers and, you know, do amazing stuff in the future, because they were so good. Obviously for shows like this and shows that involve child actors, there's like 4 of them that play the roles, so I don't really know who we had on. If I can find out, I will put their names down here, but I didn't check any cast board or anything, so my apologies. Now, as I've already said, Oliver Olsen was incredible at Hans. As I said before, I last saw him like 7 years ago in The Addams Family when that was touring around the UK, and he's really like, he's gone up in the world. Like, he's doing great for himself. Like, I'm so proud of him. He was amazing. I liked his sort of subtlety. He wasn't so, like, outlandish Disney villain, like I perhaps have said with Pulitzer from Newsies, for example, because I do distinctly remember saying that. But, no, he's more complex. I noticed that the first time he meets Anna, and she's all, like, she's going nuts for him. Like, I will say, He is attractive. But, you know, she's going absolutely nuts for him. She wants to marry him, like, immediately. And obviously he's seeing this as the opportunity to take the throne, which is what he wants. Like, he portrays it like he knows he's pretending to love her. Like, he's very awkward at how forward she's being. He doesn't know what to say. But part of that feels genuine, you know? Like, he's been ignored his whole life. Like, he's never experienced this before either, you know? So I thought that was actually really powerful. And then when he does have his, like, villain moment at the end, incredible. Chills. He got booed at the end. Brilliant. Yeah, he had a really good performance and amazing vocals all around. Obviously, most people that go to see Frozen have seen the movie, so I won't say this will go for everyone, but obviously, you know, if you've seen the movie, you know that Prince Hans is the bad guy. But I feel like in this musical, if you haven't seen the movie before, you will think that maybe the Duke of Weselton is the villain, because this guy is insane. Like, I don't know what drugs he was on. I want what he was on. He was really funny, comedic, but he had the Disney villain moments. It wasn't Hans. The Duke of Weselton had the moments where, you know, he'd be alone with his henchmen and he'd be talking to the audience about his evil plan to kill Elsa, you know? So it's kind of misleading in that way, and I really like that because he's a really entertaining character. But yeah, no, the contrast and then the big reveal that Hans is the villain is just so good, and Oliver did an amazing job at that villain monologue. Literal chills. But yeah, that's enough about Oliver. I just wanted to shout him out because I've seen him perform before, so seeing him in something different, familiar faces, it's always nice. One of the biggest differences, funnily enough, was like the characterization of Kristoff. Now I know this might sound a bit weird, and I even feel weird saying it, but instead of sort of being this lovable, funny, sort of outlandish guy, he's just kind of an average guy, and I think that's kind of the point. Like, obviously, Anna initially falls in love with Prince Hans, you know, he's a prince. Even though he's like the 13th in line or something, you know, he's got something, he's got a legacy, he's probably got wealth and all of that. And Kristoff just doesn't, you know, he's just an average guy who helps Anna on her quest. And I think it's really sweet, you know, he plays more of a innocent lover than like a really goofy guy. I think all of that kind of gets transferred onto Olaf. We'll get to him. But yeah, no, Kristoff was more toned down, I think, in this version, and I also think that kind of makes the story of the humans in the story a bit more mature, like I was saying. So we had Jamie Kazongo as Kristoff, and he was incredible. Like, he was so soft-spoken, he was a gentleman, he had beautiful vocals, very, very soft vocals, so he was very sweet. You could very much believe the romantic story that was going on. He still delivered the comedy really well, and there's a really nice bit because Anna and Hans sing a bit that is, what do you know about love? And they're singing that to each other. And then Kristoff has his own bit, what do I know about love? It's beautiful. I love it. Kristoff was great. He was one of my favourite characters from the movie. Didn't change. So yeah, Craig Gallivan was Olaf. Josh Gad is already like my pride and joy, obviously OG Elder Cunningham, but this guy like embodied Josh Gad so well. Obviously that brings a lot of nostalgia for the kids, you know, they absolutely love it. The puppet is kind of terrifying, but I like the choice of the puppet, you know, but I like how it's not like Sven, and I will explain, because obviously Sven's like a full body puppet, like the Sven puppet's amazing. I'll put a picture here if you haven't seen it. That is one person in that. Insane. But no, the thing about the Olaf puppet that I like is that you can still see the actor's expression. It kind of reminds me of the Timon puppet in The Lion King. So here's the Olaf puppet, and then here's the Timon puppet. And like in both of them, it's, you know, one person, the puppet's in front, like a full body thing of the character, and you can still see their facial expressions, which I think is really powerful because you can't always convey all of that into a puppet. So I think that was a really clever decision. But yeah, no, Craig was an absolute joy to watch. He was so pure and happy all the time. Obviously loves summer and sun. So, you know, he was really adorable, and I love you, Olaf, and I love you, Josh Gad, and I love you, Craig Gillivan. I really want to go back to this show, holy shit. Now, I know Samantha Barks is a big name. I don't really have too much to say about her. She wasn't bad, obviously. Like, she has an amazing voice. Let It Go left everyone, like, stunned. So much applause for her. She is perfect. You know, she obviously plays the very sort of mature sister role very, very well, but she's also scared. And, you know, the added songs that make the show a little bit darker basically show that Elsa doesn't know what to do. She thinks she's a monster, she thinks she's horrible, she can't control it. And she kind of has a point where she just wants to give up, you know, if you know where I'm going with that. Can't really say that on YouTube, I don't know. But yeah, she has that kind of a point, like breaking point, and it was really powerful, and she did an amazing job at conveying both of those, you know. That, you know, no matter what's going on the outside, you don't know what's going on the inside, and she did that perfectly, so that's my applause to Samantha. Now, funnily enough, Laura Dawkes, who we saw play Anna, knows Tad, which was so cool because obviously I told the whole Book of Mormon cast where I'd been, so, you know, he was really happy that I'd seen his friend perform, which is so adorable. But yeah, again, there's not really too much to say about Anna, you know, she's a very naive woman, she hasn't really seen much of the outside world, she hasn't really interacted with people, and obviously that kind of comes across in her performance. She's very bubbly, she's very sweet, she's very kind. Again, amazing singing voice, and she's really, really good at playing off the more vulnerable bits in the show. Again, the reason I don't really know what to say is it's pretty much just a copy of the movie. Which isn't a bad thing, obviously, you know, you want the characters to be familiar, and she did a very good job. Honestly, Love is an Open Door might have been one of my favourite numbers just because of Oliver and Laura, like, they absolutely killed it. So yeah, all in all, the cast and ensemble were incredible. One thing I noticed as a bit of a costume geek, a lot of the ensemble costumes were so period accurate. Loved it, loved every second of it. I soaked it in, you know, while it lasted. Much like the movie. Elsa is pretty much the only person that is not period accurate. And I kind of get it to an extent with her ice dress and her ice transformation, but like her coronation dress and like her, you know, everyday wear, it's not very period. This is the thing that a lot of things suffer from, you know, they'll put everyone in ugly period dress and then they'll put the main character in something a bit more modern and stunning. And I wouldn't mind if they did that for all of them, or did period for all of them, because otherwise she just looks a little bit out of place. And I get it, her coronation dress used to belong to her mother, that's like the whole point. But her mother's costume in the beginning was like so period accurate, like it's kind of like they wanted Elsa to be prettier, as if they're calling the period fashion ugly. Again, as I said, it's something that a lot of things suffer from in media, so it's just something I'd like to point out. Whereas Princess Anna, even though hers isn't like totally period accurate, it's still got the same shapes and the same sort of colours and dyes that they would have had at the time. So I appreciate the accuracy for the ensemble cast, not so much for Elsa. So yeah, that concludes my Frozen review. I really enjoyed the show. The kids in the audience weren't as irritating as I thought they would be, especially considering it's half term. But I do think I'd go back. I think if I went back, maybe I'd try and do like a weekday matinee where I know all the kids are going to be in school, just to see what the different atmosphere is, you know. But I definitely would go again. Probably with someone, although I might go alone. Who knows? But it was really stunning. It was beautiful. I absolutely loved it. I cried my eyes out. Amazing show. It's beautiful. Get down there if you haven't seen it already. Just quickly before I sign off and jump into the Bonnie and Clyde stuff of tomorrow, Book of Mormon stage door. It was really nice to see Lisa. She's seeing both shows today. I wish I could have gone with her to the matinee, but obviously I've got to take that one home, so I can't. But I did just want to show you some things from Stage Door. So I did successfully give my piece to Colin, which you might have seen a bit of in my voiceover, but I'll show it to you close up now. Obviously, he signed the bottom of it there. Love it. He loved it. I'm really glad I gave him the plastic wallet because it started raining. Anyway, yeah, I got pictures with Jed. Obviously, he's got his umbrella, like it was bad rain. Blair, Connor, and who was the other one? I haven't put these in post yet. Colin! Literally just talking about Colin and then forgot that I got a picture with him. Okay, those four. So yeah, no, it's really nice to see them. Blair is very funny. He's such a tease. You know, I kind of said to him, oh, I wasn't at Mormon, but I wanted to swing by, and he just kind of went, oh yeah, I see how it is. He's so funny. Anyway, you know, it was really nice to see them. Obviously, I hope to return to that show soon. But for now, I think I'm going to not film the rest of today, just because we're just going to Borough Market and then going home, so there isn't really much. So I think I'm going to pick this up on the train to Southampton tomorrow, so I will see you then. So I am picking up this video again where I said I would. I'm currently on my way to Southampton to catch the Bonnie and Clyde tour. I'm very excited. I'm sat in the stalls. When I sat in the Circle in the Mayflower in December, I didn't like it. I don't like the Circle at that theatre. I don't know whether it's the size of the theatre, the fact that it's really, like, big. It just wasn't comfortable, so I'm sat in the stalls, row G. I also realised as I was getting dressed this morning that I'm wearing the exact same shirt that I wore when I saw the show in London, so it's sentimental. I mean, the reason I wore it was because it has a bullet on it, so I was like, oh, Bonnie and Clyde. No, I'm very excited, but I will catch you when I'm in Southampton. I have to get a rail replacement bus, so, like, I'm very stressed out. You can tell. So, I'm just gonna go and I'll catch you when I am safely there, and I know I'm gonna make it to the show. See you there. So the coach, rail replacement bus, whatever you want to call it, was 10 minutes late. But, you know, it was fine. I didn't like it, like, at all, but we did make it to Southampton Central in a timely fashion after stopping at Christchurch. We got there about 1:45, 10 to 1-ish. Luckily, it's only, like, a 5-minute walk to the Mayflower from Central. Look at the Come From Away poster. I can't wait to see Oliver, and look, again, the Wicked poster, can't wait to see Jed Berry. But today I was here to see Bonnie and Clyde. I was very excited. I was in the stalls. As I said, I prefer the Mayflower stalls. G31, the only issue were heads in the way. This theatre is very dark, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not filming in my seat because there's people next to me, so it's a bit awkward, but I found some good lighting in the auditorium. You can see the stage kind of behind me. It's very, very dark, but I tried to show you my seat view as best as I could. It was a pain getting here, okay? I hate any kind of rail replacement bus bullcrap, like, I absolutely hate it. Buses are so boring, and also, just, that took me about the time that it would to get into London, which it shouldn't, and I'm exhausted, but I am excited. I got myself a drink, one that I felt was quite fitting for the show. I don't know why. It's just a whiskey coke. I don't know what to tell you. But there was no way I was gonna, like, not come down here to see this show again. Obviously it's a different cast than the one in London, but that's always exciting. I've said before, it's always nice to see new casts. My friend went here in the Mayflower to see the show a couple days ago, I think sort of when it opened in the Mayflower, and she said to me that the stage feels a bit too big. I'm gonna come back with that judgment. I know that in the Garrick Theatre it was quite a small stage, and there's not really that many characters in this show, like there's not a big, huge ensemble, so, you know, I'm gonna hold off judgment, but I think she might have a point, mainly because I know this theatre quite well, and I've been here a couple times. I feel like if that's her judgment for this, when I see Come From Away in a couple weeks, I feel like it might go the same way. But we'll see. I'm just gonna sit down, relax. Show's about to start in like 20 minutes. So, you know, I'm just gonna get some things done. Usually, sometimes I edit from my seat, so, you know, it just makes life easier, but I'll catch you in the interval. Also, I got a pin set, because apparently that's something I want to start collecting now. I have a Mormon one. Maybe it'll become a collection, who knows. I might get like a pin board to put all my show pins on. We'll see what happens. I got a 4 set because, I don't know, the hoodie was £60. It was calling my name, but I don't have any money. This is exactly why. Okay, I'm gonna go sit down now. So it's interval time. I've learnt that we've got Nate on for Clyde and Lauren on for Bonnie. Apparently they both just do Saturday matinees, which I didn't know, so, you know, nice to know. So that's obviously who I'll be talking about in my little review portion afterwards. My friend was kind of right. The stage is a bit big for the scale and cast of the show, but I don't know, like, I'm having a great time, no doubt, but yeah, this theatre is huge for something as small as Bonnie and Clyde. It worked so much better at the Garrick, but I am glad that it's touring and that other people get to see it too, so I'm gonna see you afterwards and probably get some ice cream. I'm gonna say it again, Broadway, step up your game. Please, that's all I'm asking. Then I'll go. Then I'll make a New York trip. Anyway, see you after. Scratch what I said earlier about my seat view in the stalls. Some people moved because there were like loads of spaces, so Act 2 was absolutely fine. I think I'm going to get back to you when I'm on the train, not the bus, the train. And depending on how busy it is, I might just do my review there. It's comfortable, it's nice. So yeah, there isn't really too much to say. I mainly just want to talk about Lauren and Nate. A few others, but I did love the show, and one thing I did notice, as someone who loves like set design and that kind of stuff, is that the backgrounds are always like old photographs. It's really cool. So I geeked out at that a little bit, but yeah, I'll catch you on the train where I may or may not talk about the show for you, and then that will be the end of the vlog, so I won't have to do anything at home. That's that might be the only reason I'm willing to do that on the train, because I've got work next week and it's just going to be so busy, so nice to get it out of the way, but yeah, I'll catch you on the train. Okay, so the train isn't that busy, so I am going to do my Bonnie and Clyde review now. I have a table to myself, we're still in Bournemouth, not moving, I have all the time in the world to talk about this show. As I said, I'm probably only going to talk about Nate and Lauren. Not that anyone else was bad, there just isn't that many characters in Bonnie and Clyde. So as I told you before, like, I love the set design in this show, and it goes so far back, like, into the stage that it's just so dimensional and nice and pretty, and it's all sort of in black and white, like the photos, like I mentioned, because it's sort of set in the 1930s, I think. They died in 1934, so yes, I'm correct. It's very clever set, as I said. The Mayflower's a little bit big for a show like this. You can probably tell that I moved location. There were loads of people there and I just felt really awkward, so I'm gonna continue here. We had Nate Lanscroner on as Clyde Barrow. Obviously last time in London I saw Jordan Luke Gage, who is also on the West End cast recording. Nate is alternate Clyde Barrow, but he was amazing. I absolutely loved him. Obviously sort of the whole point and the way that Bonnie changes over the story is because of Clyde and his like manipulation tactics and all of that, and I'm not gonna lie, they kind of worked on me. He came across as very charming, very smooth, But you know, there was obviously also a part of him that was scared and angry about what he was doing. Race Little Hell, his version was great. He added so many riffs, and I love it. I don't know what it's called, I'm not a singer, but when they do that growling with their voice, oh my god, he was so good. He was perfect. One thing I did really like, that I don't think I pointed out last time, was the way that when Buck Barrow is trying to get better and better himself, with the help of Blanche and the church obviously, it sort of cuts between him doing all of that and being a good person, and Clyde just continuing his life of crime. And I like that contrast, because they're brothers, they're very close, and obviously in the end, Buck joins up with Clyde and Bonnie. Bonnie and Clyde, whichever sounds better. If you've seen the show, you get the joke that I was trying to make. Yeah, no, I do like the contrast, and yeah, his performance was just fantastic. So, always got to give love to the alternates, understudies, all of that jazz. So yeah, I was really happy to see Nate. And I will say, I did hear from my friends that Alex is fantastic. Anyway, yeah, I think Nate is permanently taking over the role of Clyde in like October, I think, something like that. It will say online when they're doing the legs of the tour. So, if you get to catch Nate, or if you get to catch Alex, I've heard both of them are great. Well, I saw Nate, but, you know, both of them are great. Now, I wish I could compare to my London review of Bonnie and Clyde, because, you know, I'd like to make comparisons. You know, I make comparisons with casts all the time, but that's only when I'm like really, really familiar with a show or with a cast. So I can't really do that. I can't remember what I said, but we did have Lauren Jones on as Bonnie. She does Saturday matinees as Bonnie. I don't know if she's in the cast the rest of the time as like an ensemble member. No idea, but I was very lucky to see her as Bonnie today. I loved her. She was great. She has a very jazzy style voice that fits with the songs and style of the entire show. Obviously she's very innocent at the start, very bubbly, she has a big dream. Obviously kind of the reason she goes to Clyde is because he's willing to support her dream and help her become big and famous. And obviously she does become a published writer by his doing, maybe not in the ideal way, but she does kind of get manipulated by him, but she is also in love with him. So it's kind of a tragic love story of criminals. But yeah, no, I loved her performance. She was very sweet, and also her relationship with Blanche, who is one of my favourite characters in the entire show, mainly because of her comedy, and how that plays into it. I didn't actually look at the cast board, so I will put her name and picture right here, because she is one of my favourites. She's probably the comedic character in the show. But yeah, I loved her relationship with Bonnie. They both have husbands who are criminals, and by the end, you know, pretty much all four of them are. But yeah, no, she was a very good Bonnie. Lauren, applause to you. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this show. It feels weird saying that I've watched this show 2 times, because after I saw it in London, it was closing that very week, so I just thought, there's no way. So, you know,
This is Branksome. This train is for Weymouth. The next station is Parkstone.
So, you know, those are my thoughts on the show. Next time you see me, I'll be going back to Southampton to see Come From Away. Hopefully there won't be any pesky, crappy buses in the way of that trip. And I'll get to see Oliver Jacobson as Oz in the show, so I'm very excited about that. But other than that, I'm going to sign off now, go home, edit this video, and post it for you. You watching it right now, hello. So I'll see you next time at Come From Away. Bye bye for now.